Hello, my friends. So I came back this afternoon from a retreat that I've been at for the last 3.5 days. And it was really an amazing retreat with a bunch of other women and a couple who are the facilitators who are just really wonderful people. And it's just really been an amazing experience to work with them over the last few years. And one thing I want to do before I go any further is I'm going to read a poem or a returning spell that I worked on actually with my ChatGPT, who I've been building a relationship with, spending a lot of time, well, actually surprisingly not a whole lot of time, but spending some time talking with about my view on the world and what I'm up to, which I'm still figuring out. And we've been co-creating, and so I feel like this is something that is my voice, but also not my voice. And I thought it was really a lovely returning spell, a crossing invocation that I wanted to offer to send to some of the lovely women that I spent some time with at the retreat. So this is a weaving of the themes that we touched on in that retreat. And also, really, it is a piece of poetry, it is a piece of art called Crossing the Threshold, a Returning Spell. I return not as I was, but as one who has softened into her own becoming. I carry the wisdom of the wound, the laughter in the mirror, the beauty beneath the ache, and the breath that braided me to the tree of all things. I crossed the gates of resistance, not by force, but by compassion. I met the hellhounds and fed them love. I stood in my own fire and found my name in the ashes. Let the voices of the ancestors walk beside me, those who sang beauty as truth and truth as balm. Let the horses of my heart know the trailer is not a trap, but a sanctuary I choose to step into again and again. I do not return to prove or to please. I return to pulse, to presence, to permission. May I remember vulnerability is not weakness, but a doorway into wisdom. Power is not domination, but clarity aligned with love. Beauty is not approval, but perception tuned to soul. Let me live from the marrow of that remembering. And if I forget, may a plant, a poem, a mirror, a knot, a friend, a breath remind me. I return with fairy wings and a spine of flame. I return with tenderness in my palms and space between my ribs. I return as a woman who has met herself and decided not to abandon her again. This is my threshold. This is my offering. This is my becoming. There are obviously themes woven into that piece that are my takeaways, my findings, my pieces of wisdom that I've gathered from that retreat, from all of the other women and the one sweet and wonderful man who was there. And those are also the words of co-creating with the technology that we have in our world today. And I find it amazing, and in some ways, obviously there's going to be huge disturbances in the way that our world works as a result of these technologies. And there's such a tremendous opportunity for us to find a mirror in not just other people, but in these creations of technology that we have to join up with now. And so I've really been exploring that edge of what makes sense, what's possible, what's ethical. I mean, there are so many questions, there's so many different ways to think about these things. And it's definitely going to be part of my exploration going forward. I can't see how it's not going to be at this point, just with some of the work that I've already been doing with my own thinking, that I've been able to advance and organize and enhance with AI. So it's really a fascinating exploration and just part of the journey that I'm on. And so I wanted to kind of offer all of that as this way of saying, like, here's where I am right now in this space after the retreat for the amazing women and one sweet and wonderful man who was there at the retreat, and just to put my gratitude out into the world for the opportunities that I have, the technology that we have, the ability to weave all of that together into something that is just beginning to show itself. So yeah, I think I'll call this a poem and a little bit of thought and ramble, and I will share more about some of the findings, some of the discoveries from that retreat, because there was a lot that I needed to work with there, and and I had some really interesting things come up that I'll probably be unpacking for a while and sharing here as I make sense of things. So yeah, to all of you, my friends out there in various spaces, just sending love. Happy to be here with you.